Broads Media.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome on into Sports Talk with Broads. So your Phillies salvaged the series out in Milwaukee, and they did it by leaning on a certain aspect of this team that the fan base claimed sucked 2 days ago. Okay, the bullpen hasn't been sharp, but I'm a little disappointed in the reaction by everybody. All of a sudden, this team just forgets how to win. All of a sudden, this team just automatically stinks again. I know we have PTSD because September has not been kind to us, but it's way too short amount of time. 1-2 games in a row. It's not a week. It's not 3 series. A couple games against Milwaukee on the road after the Phillies had the August that they did. I just feel they deserved a longer leash than what people were giving them over this weekend, and we need to be smarter than that. We need to be sharper than that. What happened on Sunday afternoon? Ranger Suarez only went 4 innings, right? But then your bullpen was phenomenal. Craig Kimbrell, surprise, surprise, didn't forget how to be a closer. Jose Alvarado looked way better, did he not? You had to ask a lot of this team. Hoffman, Sir Anthony Dominguez, Matt Strahm working out of a pickle. There was a lot that happened when you looked into your pen, but they all succeeded. That's not something that's stunning, considering that when the offense sucked for a long time this season, they were the ones to keep you involved and keep you there. So I'm going to take the positives here. Alec Bohm with the home run to tie it. And then JT with not just a bomb, okay? Using the word bomb, using the word mash, whatever it is to describe a moonshot in baseball, I want you to multiply that by 10. And that's what JT did off the scoreboard. What? What? At the pop of the bat, you knew it was nuked, but I didn't know it was that strong. That was wild. So that's 2 games in a row where JT hits a long one, okay? He did when Aaron Nola took the mound on Saturday. It's just unfortunate that Aaron Nola. Now that one, free game. All right, you have free range to attack Aaron Nola because that is so ridiculous for him to go 4 2/3. He walked 3 guys. He allowed 7 earned runs and 8 hits. Now, shame on me, because I thought maybe when you looked at his last 2 recent starts that there was a reason to believe maybe he was turning the corner. Now, I got slapped in the face as hard as humanly possible, but seriously, against St. Louis in a 3-0 game, so it's not as if the offense carried you. He went 7 innings, allowed 1 hit, 0 earned runs. Against San Francisco on August 21st. 7 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. So very, very strong. Monstrous for Aaron Nola and his confidence. And then you get gifted a lead because, well, Kyle Schwarber hits a leadoff homer again. You're just ruining and spoiling the madness that is Kyle Schwarber. Give the damn dude the credit he deserves by actually, holding a lead. Getting a lead and working with the lead. Not giving it away 5 seconds later. Come on, man. It's irritating me. But let's keep it 100 here, right? For as bad as the bullpen was the previous 2 nights outside of what happened on Sunday afternoon, if Alec Bohm makes a routine defensive play with his glove, well, then you take 2 or 3 in this series. Now, I think that it's totally acceptable to say, well, Broads, doesn't this team always mess up defensively? Yes. Bohm almost dropped one over at first base today. And then whatever you want to call the miscue between Trey Turner and Kyle Schwarber in this series, that was terrible. Trey Turner with the throw that forces Alec Bohm to jump 10 feet in the air and his foot gets off the bag. That allows a runner to stay on first base. I mean, there's a lot. Christian Pache, you finally get somebody on first base. He gets picked off in a half a second. Seriously, nothing even happened yet. The game barely progressed yet, right? Didn't even take the next turn. And then here's Pache getting picked off. Isn't that part of the Phillies? Yes. Yes, 100% yes. There's probably 20 games that they should have won if it wasn't for shooting themselves in the foot. So, is it hard to really lean into that when it's inevitable that it will happen again? Probably. I'll let you have that one. But in regards to this team can no matter or this team can no longer do X, Y, and Z just because of a couple weak games against Milwaukee, it was too much of a knee-jerk reaction, I thought. Aren't we past that? Because of last year, don't you give them a little more wiggle room, even though their September last year sort of sucked? I don't know. Maybe I'm the one that's being naive, and I'm the one that's being unfair to everybody else. But you would have thought, not that Twitter is the end of the world, or that's what is true in life, because whatever's said on Twitter is not the damn truth majority of the time. I was stunned and in disbelief how quickly we were throwing out all the positives and all the greatness that they put on display before this series began. We were quick to rip that up. Super quick. Let's see what happens in San Diego. A few series in a row where you're dropping 2 of 3, then I'm with you, man. I am. That can't be the thing that happens this time of the year. We need the complete opposite. I 1,000% co-sign that. But what if they go handle business in San Diego? You will lose a series at some point. So my takeaways of it all, they have the stones to salvage this. Aaron Nola is a problem. And Zach Wheeler, I'm starting to believe in him more. So I gave you what Aaron Nola provided for us in his recent starts. Let's go to Zach Wheeler. He's your number 1 dog, and you need to rely on him every time he takes the ball at this time. Against St. Louis, August 26th, 7 innings, 1 earned run. Before that, against Washington, he got roughed up a bit. If you remember, they lost that game. 7 innings, 4 earned runs. But before that, against Toronto, 7 innings, 1 earned run. He had some quality starts in there in the month of August as well. By no means do I think we're getting the greatest Zach Wheeler. We need the starting pitching, though, and especially the top 2, to really rise to the occasion. So I did see Zach Wheeler do that, and he was in a battle with Peralta on Friday night. For him to get double-digit Ks like that, he was smooth. He was right on the money. I'm just not fully afraid of this team plummeting yet. Doesn't mean I won't get there, okay? Doesn't mean that I'll never get there. I don't know. I still have to see. But by no means is one series going to kill you. They dropped 2 or 3. Did they miss a possible jump in the standings? Did they fall back a hair? So they did. What will they do about it? If they're the team that I think they are, then this is more of just one of those instead of the reality. I don't see the free fall. I believe they are stronger than that. Maybe I believe wrong, but I believe in that. There was something to that August. There's something to JT Realmuto providing power. And I'm going to say this with Bohm. Same with him. He just had a clutch tying home run in Milwaukee. We were not getting that last season. That elevates this team. That brings them to an even higher level. Is Bohm. It's being flirted in there throughout the weeks. Masterful at bat. And that swing, it's priceless. I can watch it on repeat nonstop. It is a beautiful, beautiful swing with the extension. But look at that, man. Look at how huge that is for him. Think about where that puts this team. You go back to back with Bohm and JT. Let's lean into that. I'm more worried because I know the bullpen has been in the crosshairs lately. I'm more worried about the starting pitching than that. Because it does seem to be I don't know, let's roll the dice, and whatever it happens, if we happen to get a 6, great. If we happen to get a 1, damn it. And you're basically getting the unknown from everybody right now. I'll push Wheeler to the side. Nola, Lorenzen, I believe in my guy Sanchez. But Walker, that's more of where I'm focusing the fear the most with everything going on with this team currently. But I put a lot of stock into that win, and I felt they were going to win. Time stamped on Twitter around 12:30, 12:25 or so. The game started at 1 o'clock on Peacock today. I'm like, they're not going to lose this game. They will not be swept in Milwaukee. It took a couple back-to-back solo shots, but I don't give a damn. If you got Miley on the bump and he's looking excellent, find a way to break it. Do something. Just don't get picked off over at first, Pache. Just crazy to even think about. And when they needed insurance, they got some insurance, and they made Milwaukee pay. You should have been able to turn 2 if you're Milwaukee. Instead, it keeps the inning alive, and the Phillies were able to tack on a run. Now it's 4-2 when Craig Kimbrell gets the ball, instead of it just being a 1-run game. They can't turn 2. Keeps the inning alive. Kyle Schwarber's up to bat. You're afraid of him. I think it was Tom Kelly who had the stats of Schwarbs. And excuse me. Did I say Tom Kelly? I meant Tim Kelly. Excuse me. Kyle Schwarber has 106 walks, 175 strikeouts, a 190 batting average, 39 home runs, 88 runs batted in, and an 801 OPS. This is truly one of the most bizarre seasons in MLB history, and I love every single second of it. Think about it. An OPS over 800 with the batting average below 200. It doesn't make any sense at all. Now, somebody quote tweeted it and said, Adam Dunn in 2012 hit 204 with 41 homers, walked 105 times, struck out 222, and had an 800 OPS. Now, I'm not going to fact check, Jeff. I'm just going to run with the punches here. But damn. Doesn't that put a smile on your face, though? Do the haters enjoy it now, or do they just chalk it up to this is what Rob's going to do, so I don't really have much say and I can't control it? Would you actually change it, or would you keep it as is? What would it take for you to move that from the dialogue? You're not allowed to speak it ever again. You're not allowed to bring it up at all, and it is what it is. Is that ever a thing? Because if you don't comprehend it, then maybe you go, I'm never going to buy into it. I don't care what. I don't care if he hits 280. I wouldn't think Kyle Schwarber's my leadoff guy because he could hit 4 in with the swing of the bat instead of 1 to start a game off. I'm just asking questions. I'm curious. If you are in that mix of this doesn't make sense and I hate it and it doesn't add up to me, what will it ever take? Because clearly a trip to the World Series and then this team, even though this isn't the greatest spot to be in the world, is a first wild card level team right now who had one of the most explosive Augusts that we've ever seen. You don't think that there's a correlation between what that man is doing and the brand of baseball that they play? Because I definitely see it. Oh, do I definitely see it. Get a couple leadoff bombs to start a series. Now, unfortunately, there were other avenues of this team that ruined it for you, but I'll take that as much as Kyle is providing. There's only one other dude in the league doing it at a higher clip, and that happens to be someone who's in a battle with Ronald Acuna Jr. for the NL MVP. But if I could choose, come on, you know who it is. It's Kyle Schwarber. Turner's continuing to drive the baseball, though. He didn't cool down whatsoever. He's the one that gave you that insurance run that I mentioned when they were unable to turn 2. And he also has the homer factor still occurring. So, I love Trey Turner to death. I do. I am seeing a Trey Turner that's taking the team over in waves. I've been waiting forever. Too many at-bats I saw. Too many strikeouts. Too many Nick Castellanos-like approaches at the dish. That's unfair. The 2022 Nick Castellanos approaches at the dish. Please. Please. Show why. Show the baseball world why it's time. Show them why you got paid. Show them why Dave Dombrowski watched what happened last season and thought, I gotta add more. What's that? There's a top tier, top elite shortstop who wants to come play with Bryce? And we were a little short in the postseason after making a World Series run. We could get that. We could put that at the top of our order. Not number one, but I'm saying at the top of our order. Okay. Yeah. You're worth it. This is why he's worth it. And I think that's going to continue into San Diego for sure. But seriously, real quick before we start taking calls, I want to give a shout out to that bullpen again. Hoffman, Seranthony, Strahm, Jose Kimbrell. Look, maybe it's not the exact same way you laid it out in your mind. Meaning, someone might flop this offseason or this postseason. Someone might have some really bad outings out of the pen. But who's to say Hoffman isn't clutch for you? So it's not Seranthony. Seranthony flops, but Hoffman's electric. Let's say Matt Strahm, who does do well at times. It's just unfortunate sometimes I have to hold my breath a little too long, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to breathe again until he gets out of there because it's getting trafficky on those bases. There's a lot of bodies moving station to station. I'm lost, all right? I can't control this, and I'm in pain. That happens a lot with Matt Strahm, but there are also times with him where 3 straight outings. Awesome. Well, what if that's in a playoff series? So it's Strahm and Hoffman instead of Seranthony and somebody else. Maybe Alvarado's cutter isn't cuttering. We'd hate it, though. I know that was highlighted in his bad outing where he couldn't find the strike zone to save his damn life. But if the cutter isn't doing his thing, and that's what we dreamt over and drooled over when we were in a deep, deep sleep, and it was a World Series game 1, game 2, game 3. You're just envisioning that cutter and Jose taking the ball and throwing it triple digits by guys. That's what it was about, and it all stemmed from the addition of the cutter. Maybe it's someone else, but I don't really care who's the guy that does it. I just need a guy to do it. And there is a group of men in that pen that can. Yo, that was pretty damn. That was pretty damn. Oh, you know what I'm saying? That was off the dope. That was off the top. In my bag. In my bag. All right, are you in your bag? It's a great question. We're going to find out on the Anytime Hotline. Let's go to the phones. Start things off.
What up, bros? Live from Milwaukee. Shout out that man, Craig Kimbrell. Y'all want to talk shit about my boy, man? Come out here and see what's up. This guy fucking did his thing, bro. Shout out to Phillies. Hey, we lose 2. But we got to win the 3rd. Great game. Great hospitality from Milwaukee. Love the stadium. Love the crowd. Loved everything about it. Go Phils.
I'm jealous, man. That's unreal that you were at the ballpark. It had playoff atmosphere moments, did it not? Couple guys on for the Phils. Someone's up in a big spot. They end up striking out, unfortunately for us, but the crowd rises and it gets super loud. And like I mentioned before, that it's awesome when the games are on Fox this time of year because the games sound bigger. It sounds like it means more because of the national feed. And you got that in this series. 2 really good teams, and they're at the top of the NL Central right now, and they're in a battle, so they're competing. And looking at the standings for the NL Central currently, they are 3.5 above the Cubs, who are 73 and 64. Milwaukee's 76 and 60. They're 16 games over 500, while the Phillies are 14 games over 500. So 2 deep teams, and I think the Brewers have found some life in their lineup from top to bottom, and they have more of their personality as a team at this time of the year, and it was two intense teams trying to kick ass in a postseason run leading up to October. I loved every second of it. I'm jealous that you were able to handle that and go there and be able to make that trip and all, and it's unbelievable, man. I'm jealous. I should definitely make it more of a goal to head out to some ballparks. I really haven't been to that many ballparks outside of CBP. I've been to Fenway, but that was for an outdoor college hockey game. So that doesn't really have the same effect to me. I've never been to Citi Field. I've never been to Yankee Stadium, new or old. I've been to Washington, D.C., because when I went to school down there, me and my buddy made a trip to pretty much go to the most random game ever. It was the Nationals versus the Arizona Diamondbacks, but it was something to do on a random Thursday night. Go have some cold ones or whatever, and then drove about an hour and a half back. But yeah, there weren't too many Camden Yards, but I don't really remember it that much. It was just so long ago. Yeah, I want to do that. I want to do that bad. But hey, good for you and good to you for giving the love and support to Craig Kimbrell. I'm right there with you, man. We're on the same page. We're the ones on the island, it seems. We're by ourselves. Craig can save games, okay? Guys blow safes. It is what it is. When it happens once or twice and there's a few there, he's done it his whole life. That's all he knows. We breathe air, he breathes saves. So when it happens, it's about not allowing it to happen too long. You gotta snip it. Rip the Band-Aid off. Stop the bleeding. Whatever cliche you want to use. Nip it in the bud. And he did that. And it wasn't really that nerve-wracking. I didn't sweat it out. Hell no. You had a 2-run lead. They're winning this game. They are not getting swept. They're too good to sweep. Or they're too good to get swept. Milwaukee won't walk all over you. And I was right. Damn it. What's next?
Hey, bros, you pull out a win at the end to avoid the sweep. You would have had a win in the first game off a play that Alec Bohm makes 9 out of 10 times.
Yep.
So it is what it is. The team goes that hot for that long. There's got to be a trip up somewhere. I'm not worried. Matt Strahm works himself out of a crazy position that he put himself in. That looks great. Ranger looked pretty good. He had some issues, but it's first game back, whatever. So still 100% on with this team. Let's go kick the shit out of the Padres again. Go Phils.
So I'm on your page. I'm on your page with all of it except for the Ranger front. I don't really know what to do with that. I don't know what to do with it. He just came back. It's a very tough spot to be in. Saw a couple homers, though. Only went 4 innings. I don't know what that means. Unfortunately, his resume this year, I can't bite into it. There's not much to hold your hat on. It's just how I feel. So, against Cleveland, he went 5 innings. This was on July 21st. He went 5 innings, 4 earned runs. July 26th, 6 innings, 4 earned runs. He went 6 1/3, only allowing 1 earned run against Miami the first day of August. But if you remember that game was crazy. He did allow 10 hits, but some of them probably weren't hits because of the way that everyone's keeping score nowadays on the books. There were some errors, so it didn't play out fully. Then he had 5 2/3, 2 earned runs, a home run allowed. Minnesota, 6 1/3, 2 earned runs, 3 walk batters, a home run allowed. That's not terrible by any means. Did have 8 strikeouts in that one. But I have no idea what he is. What the hell is Ranger Suarez? I have no idea. It's rough. Because he can give you so much versatility. You could use him in so many different spots. High leverage, out of the pen, backpacking if need be. Let's say Taiwan doesn't have it, but you want to maybe not go to the bullpen fully. Can you go with a Ranger Suarez in a pinch and see if he can grab you 3 innings or so to get more of a reasonable spot in your bullpen? All hands on deck in the postseason. All right, whatever you got to do, you start doing it, even if it is unconventional. But there is no unconventional with Ranger Suarez when he's at the top of his game, and that's why it's such a luxury to have. It's damaging when he's a roll of the dice guy, and you have 4 roll of the dice guys in your starting rotation. That scares me. That does. Can you out-hit those problems, or can one of them shine that day, or can your bullpen hold it down whenever they do fail, with your offense also scoring enough runs on that given day too? There's a lot of different ways that this can happen, even with the struggling staff, but it makes it that much harder to, and you're putting a lot more stress on other teammates, and you do need starting pitching. And we'll go back to that Houston series. If you want to review what happened, there was a no-hitter involved. Okay, you could go from Justin Verlander to some crazy, fantastic pitchers throughout their rotation. Javier, and then, of course, my guy Hector Neris in the pen. The disrespect that man got. Very unfortunate.
Needed that victory today and got it. Had to leave Milwaukee with something in the win column. So, not pretty by any means, but she got it done. And tip of the cap to the bullpen. They've been leaking oil as of late, but today they were money. Big hits from Alec Boehm and JT Realmuto. Hopefully Realmuto's starting to turn it around a little bit. I mean, you're coming up on playoff baseball. Everybody's got to step up offensively and defensively. But Realmuto, especially with the bat, has got to get going. Now you go play San Diego, another tough place, a tough trip going from Milwaukee out west. But try to get a win or 2 there before you come back home against the Marlins in front of your fans. You know, stop the bleeding, get the win. Good job by the Phils.
They did stop the bleeding today, but they need 2 wins in San Diego. I don't want to see a 2-4 6-game spread. Not okay with me, okay? It's just not okay with me. So they have their game Monday on Labor Day at 6:40. Tuesday at 9:40, you start hitting those West Coast games. But Wednesday's 4:10. So you only have, before that off day, and you travel back home for Miami at South Philadelphia, you only have one terrible start time, which is 9:40 on Tuesday. Could be a lot worse for your own viewing experience I'm talking about, and especially when it's the Labor Day weekends finally wrapped up, so you start to switch gears. We got NFL football rolling right around on us. Sunday, for the first time this season, we got the Birds, and we're going to New England. So, Jalen Hurts is back in action, boys. Stunning. Just stunning that it's this time of the year already. It's the best. It is like the best time ever is fall. September, October. Little bit of early November. It's the chef's kiss right there. But we need 2 wins in San Diego. 2. Sean, we need 2. All right, as you could imagine, on Saturday, a lot of Nola calls came in. We'll give you a little listen to some of the Nola stuff. Fans, not happy.
I'm calling in the middle of the game, bros. It's 6-2, and you know what? This game's over. There's a chance the Phillies could come back, and I hope to God I am wrong, but I am so done with Nola. He's out. He's done. He bet on himself, and he lost. You lose. Good day, sir. I have never in my life seen such a fast de-evolution of a pitcher that has been flirting with the Cy Young for years. Suddenly, he can't pitch at all. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if it's the new rules or if he just, I don't know what is going on with him, but he's done. I am not interested in him anymore. Goodbye.
You're going to need him, though, because he has the highest ceiling of all the ones that are struggling. You need him, because if it does happen to fall on a day where he has his stuff, then you're in great shape. It's just where we're at with this rotation right now. He has the highest ceiling of Lorenzen, of Taijuan Walker, of Ranger Suarez. When his stuff's on, it's electric. The bite is nasty on the curveball. How many times have we seen hitters get fooled and they're swinging, they're falling to the ground on one knee because it's nasty and it's got the dip? He's got the highest ceiling of them all. You have to put that on the mound. Long term, he did take a gamble on himself. And we'll see what the market dictates in the offseason. He's still a top name, and his stats read what his stats say. And there's going to be plenty of teams that are willing to pay that money. If that means that's his time here in Philadelphia, then so be it. But as for right now, you need him, and you have to keep throwing him out there. It sucks, though, because when he's off, the ball is crushed. How many home runs does this guy allow? It's not even shocking anymore, but it is at the same time, because you go, come on, again? Again? But it's also, it's again. Of course. Again, of course. Again. He gambled. He'll still get a lot of money in the offseason. I'm sure he expected it to go a lot smoother, though. Your point on the Cy Young. Even when he was third in Cy Young, he was a distant third. Doesn't take away from the incredible season. He doesn't really flirt with Cy Youngs to that level. His name was in there once as a distant third kind of thing. It's not necessarily the same.
This has got to be Nola's last year here. How do you give up 7 runs to a team who was swept, I repeat, swept at home by the Oakland Athletics, who are possibly the worst team in baseball history? And you can't even beat that? Please, Dave Dombrowski, keep him off this playoff roster. I don't want to see him give up like 10 runs in 3 innings in a best of 3. Get rid of this trash and sign a better pitcher in January. Please. We've seen enough.
He's going to be on the playoff roster. Get him off the playoff roster. And when did this team lose to the A's? I'm going to look back. When did the Brewers lose to the A's? Wasn't that months and months and months ago? Let's see. August. They did not play the A's in August. They did not play the A's in July. They did not play. Oh, yeah, okay, here it was. In June. June 9th, 10th, and 11th. Well, this is not the same team as the team that got swept in June. We can't be doing that. It's a big jump. It's a big leap. No, I get it, though. I don't like Aaron Nola either. I don't like Aaron Nola. I got to keep it in the logical perspective of what this team is. And this team needs Aaron Nola to be the number 2. That's not going to change from now until October. Doesn't mean you can't rant. Oh, rant. Tell me you hate him. Tell me you dislike him. All that stuff. He's going to be on the playoff roster, though. Okay? That's what we need to clean up. Anyway, I appreciate all you guys hanging out with me. Hope you enjoyed your long weekend. We still got one more day to go. I love you guys to death. I really, 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 really do. Can't wait to continue this all this upcoming week with a little Birds action too. We'll be talking very soon, and I'll talk to you all next time.